Hello, and welcome to our Harry Potter.
And the Half-Blood Prince?
Yeah, I forgot for a second. I was like, no,
I was waiting. I was like, gonna let
I
you do
know.
that intro.
Yep. I was gonna say Order of the Phoenix. I was like, no, wait, we did that one.
To be fair, the opening's similar. Just
Yeah,
this one's a
I
lot
think that's
darker.
why these two are kind of like. I was kind of.
It's way darker and it's like stormy.
Yeah, I was kind of liking Half Blood Prince and Order of the Phoenix together because they kind of have that same kind of look and feel to it. So I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, this isn't Order of the Phoenix. This is the other one. So right here we're seeing, speaking of Order of the Phoenix, we're seeing now the fallout of the end of that movie where now the Wizarding World discovered for sure confirmation that Voldemort is indeed back now. They saw him.
And these
So-
two are just like, yeah, bitches, like we've been telling you.
Yeah. But I think for Harry too, it's almost worse now because now he's almost like become re-famous. I think
Yeah.
Harry's fame, while the name still is known, I think for him, he was kind of becoming old news. Like, oh yeah, we know Harry Potter,
Well,
the
and
boy
obviously
lived.
because of his claims that Voldemort was back.
Yeah,
it's like
and-
everyone was like, oh, he's just Dumbledore's pawn. They're both kooky, blah, blah,
Or
blah.
maybe Harry is just trying to get attention, but now they know he's real. So, but now more eyes are on him. Now it's almost like if he was being smothered before,
Except now he's got, Voldemort and
Yeah,
Dumbledore's looking for him.
exactly. So now he's actually has to be worried. And here we're seeing the Muggle world. How they're noticing things, and again, I don't know. I know for some people this is cool. I always kind of felt like I don't know. The Wizarding world and the Muggle world should be really kept separate because I don't really think the Wizarding world is as dangerous to our world as maybe people like to think it is. I mean, 1,000 years ago, medieval times, sure, that's fine when our weapons were swords and knives, but now that we have weapons that can destroy the world 100 times over, I think the Wizarding world is kept secret from our world more out of protection of defense for themselves.
Yeah.
Because if really our world decided to just close in on them, I don't think they would survive. Yes, they have magic, I know that, but we have technology now that I think can rival most of their magic,
Yeah.
if not surpass it in certain areas. So I think this is cool, but again, I think if I was these dark wizards, I would not be doing things that actively affect the Muggle world.
But then again, I don't really think they're trying to fuck up too much. It's just more the point that
Yeah,
you're not supposed to.
But that's the thing. If we didn't know about them at all, that's one thing. But because apparently the British Prime Minister knows about them, and they have this agreement with our politics, it's like, okay, well, you guys handle your business, we'll handle our business, and as long as your stuff doesn't spill over into ours, whatever, it doesn't affect us. But what happens when wizards start killing,
I like how the
Muggle?
pictures aren't moving here, by the way. Unless it's because they're in the Muggle world.
That might be why. Yeah. Oh, Harry. She's pretty.
I know.
I was kind of thinking, like, okay, we know Ron and Hermione are, like, destined to be together. It's, like, written in the stars. But I always kind of thought it'd be kind of funny if Harry just kind of maybe, one thing he might have kind of private to himself is, like, he kind of has maybe a bit of, like, a free-spirited love life. I mean, like, maybe every movie or every book, we see him kind of sort of, not like in a relationship, but just kind of casually seeing somebody. Like, oh,
Give him some fucking, give him some place to
yeah.
let loose a little.
No one he like no like emotional
Yeah, I'm
attachment.
looking at minting up. He's
But just-
ready.
Again, just kind of like, all right, Harry, just kind of he dates. You see Harry, he's going on a date with this girl. The next book or movie, he's on a date.
Is it a Demogorgon?
I know.
No.
You know what I mean? Just kind of like, because again, I feel like because how Harry grew up, having connections with people is still something kind of new to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe in terms of like a love life, he just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, he sees people, but he's not like beholden to anyone. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He just kind of like, yeah, I went on a date with blah blah blah, and then went on a date with that person. So here's my question: do we see Dumbledore there? Is he there, or is it like only Harry can see him?
I don't know. I kind of wonder if everyone just thinks he's a kooky old man that got lost from Renaissance. Fair.
Maybe, because if not, then ooh,
Yum. Barbecue gone wrong.
that or like you just got some dry skin, man.
I know the feeling.
Get some Vaseline or whatever.
Aw, Dumbledore's cock blocking.
I know, she was...
He was gonna get some. He was all minted up.
Oh, it was weird right there. You see the mouth?
Yeah.
It's funny, like, for Harry, that'd be new.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we see them turn to, like, mist and, like, fly around, is that what just happened to him, or is this a different thing?
I don't know.
Or is this kind of the same thing because it's Dumbledore, though it's way more advanced, or it's, like, instantaneous? Like, we just saw, like, those dark wizards in the beginning, like, zipping around. That's, like, a less refined version of what because they're not as powerful.
I know you were asking that in the last one, too. I'm not really sure if that's just how the movie kind of translated it, and that's what they're supposed to do.
Because essentially they can just fly around, basically. They have, like, superpowers. They're just zipping around.
Yeah.
I almost said Voldemort. Dumbledore's beard's longer now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Before he had the shorter one.
And his hair's whiter now, too.
It's been getting progressively longer.
Because I know, I mean, the guy, Richard, who played I keep saying Voldemort. Dumbledore in the first two films, he had the white hair and the white beard. And then when, I think it was Michael or whatever, took over, he had like a gray one.
Yeah, and it was shorter. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if that's supposed to maybe signify because of what he's been doing, going after the horcruxes. It's draining him.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it's like now he's got a longer beard. It's... Uh-oh. There's going to be a xenomorph on the ceiling.
Oh, you got a little leak there. Oh, no. It's on your face. Oh, thank you, Dumbledore. Those oh, God.
Don't be weird, Dumbledore.
The mints are working too well. That's a fan fiction somewhere, I bet.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry.
You can see the shoes at the bottom there, too. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
IKEA furniture in disguise. Look at these moments of levity. Aren't they fun?
I know.
Enjoy them, folks. They'll be gone very soon. Look how one hand is still like a big... I wonder if Harry is just tired of hearing his name spoken like that.
I know.
Like, every time someone meets him for the first time, so I was like, Harry Potter. It's like, Jesus Christ. I'm going to change my name.
I know.
That'll be the first thing Harry does when this is all said and done. He's going to change his name. My new name is now Sylvester McDougas. Why? Because fuck it, that's why. If I hear the name Harry Potter one more time,
I know.
I'm going to put the wand to my head and Avada Kedavra myself.
Jesus. So my question is, why didn't Professor Slughorn do that? Or did he like the dilapidated...
No, so is this like a time thing where it like reverses time kind of thing?
No, I think they're just fixing everything.
So could you do this with a person then? Or is it only inanimate objects?
Probably
Like if someone
not.
got shot, for instance.
I'm sure it's one of those things where people are too complicated.
Because it's like living tissue
Yeah.
versus like... Now, what if it was a T-800? Living tissue over a metal endoskeleton. They wouldn't be able to fix the outer tissue, but they would be able to fix the mechanical innards. I'm just curious. Anyone wants to do a crossover, maybe?
I'm sure it exists somewhere.
Terminator meets Harry Potter, and go.
Tell me something I don't know. Be like, oh, so you're one of those guys.
See, it's one of those things where it's like a racism kind of thing, but it's so ingrained in them, like he doesn't realize that, by him just saying that, it's like discrimination. Yeah. Even if he has nothing against them for it, like, I will not treat them any different. I don't think they deserve to be treated.
He's still gonna address them that
way.
way.
But the fact that you have to mention it, like, oh, she was a really good witch, especially when you consider she was a muggle. In his mind, he's saying, look, I'm giving her a compliment. I'm saying that even though she comes from less, she was still able to achieve as much. And that's kind of the interesting problem here, is that they still view muggles as less, even if they don't want to hurt them or discriminate against them. You know what I mean? They still don't see them as equals.
Don't talk about Sirius.
I just love how again. I'd be curious to know, how much does Dumbledore know about the Muggle world, like how, because he's so old, he's been around for a while, and he seems, and again, and I like how he's like a healthy curiosity. He's not like prejudiced to it at all. I mean, which is kind of funny because I know like his whole family kind of background kind of revolves around certain issues dealing with Muggles.
Yeah.
Which might be one of the reasons too why he's so kind of like, you know. That's kind of what I want to do in my job.
If only that would work.
I expect a raise. These are mad times. We live in mad.
Hey, that is relevant.
Yeah. I love, again, I love these little like English villages. I'm pretty sure, I know this is like I'm pretty sure this is the set they built. I know they build a whole
dark sky.
I know they build a whole set, I think. So I don't think this is a real village. I think it's something they build. But again, that kind of like English aesthetic. I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. I got this. Don't worry.
I'm motherfucking Dumbledore.
Like, place your hand on me, bitch. Love that.
Oh. Just left him there in the fucking swamp.
But here's my thing. I like how Dumbledore can like separate himself like mid, you know, zippity doo dah, and like, you know, it kind of again. I'm pretty sure what he's doing is.
Oh boy.
Well,
come to my window.
God, she grew up. Damn, even from the last movie.
She's like,
But yeah, I'm pretty sure like he's doing what they all do, but he's so powerful that he can just do it instantaneously. They have to kind of physically fly. He's just there. You know what I mean? I love her hair's darker here.
I know.
I love how their house is set up. That's
I know.
So why is she stay again? Does she just not stay with her parents anymore?
I think for the convenience of the story.
And also for her, she probably would feel very out of the loop too.
Oh yeah.
Especially how Harry felt.
Well, considering she's Harry's friend too, it's probably one of those things where...
I love how everyone keeps growing and Harry does not. Like, even Ginny's like, 20 feet taller than him now. Like, she can like rest her arm on top of his...
He's like, oh, I understand. I should have snogged that lady. Dumbledore!
Harry has to get all his sexual energy out, but he just always, every night he goes out in the like in the balcony in the foyer and just like screams to the heavens. Like Uncle Fester and Addams Family Values. To the moon.
Wah, wah.
Get it out, Harry. Get it all out.
I'm sure he does. One way or another. He's got his cloak still.
Oh, God. He's like, I'll see that girl at the cafe again, but she won't see me.
Yep.
But that's the thing. He probably, when he's out and about, Harry's got some, Harry pulls, man. You guys got... I love like how these guys now, they feel like they're really like old friends.
Yeah.
Or Draco, like this. I love this bit right here.
I know.
So is this a wizarding neighborhood now, or a?
I'm assuming it must be.
It's just so hard to tell. 'Cause that's the stuff I'm really fascinated in. I think this is like no. I think this would be more of a Muggle town. Because
I guess
think
if
about
they're
it.
hiding, yeah.
Yeah, if they're trying to be like covert, like they're gonna go where wizards aren't there. No, look who it is. Especially if they have to kind of walk around, like who's gonna.
Mm.
No respect. And it's kind of interesting here now. We're seeing Draco's mom because for so long with this family, she's been his father, who's got all this ambition and pride. And it's interesting for her. It's like she's part of this aristocratic kind of circle, but she's a mom too. And that's the thing. I think first and foremost, as a mother, she loves her son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she wants her son to be okay.
Well, that's her main concern.
Exactly. Oh yeah, and again, I like how he's even saying here too, hate him or not, you cannot deny his power. Even Voldemort is afraid of his power because at the end of the day, like Dumbledore's like OG magic,
By the way, I like how it looks like Snape washed his hair finally. It's been pretty greasy in the past few movies. He's like, oh, Dark Lord's back. I can finally wash up and...
He's like, I gotta spritz myself up. I like how he's wearing like Neo's outfit from the
I
Matrix
know.
too, by the way.
His outfit's always so snazzy.
And now we're learning of another kind of... And I like the look on their faces too, because they know it's like something serious. Yeah. So they say it's unbreakable, but what happens if you break it? Like
I think you die.
Okay.
I can't remember.
So it's like a curse.
In a way, yeah.
There's a little sneer he had right at the end.
I know.
But it's one of those things too, where regardless of which side of the line,
I love her coat.
I was just about to say that. I was gonna stop at that. Her coat is on point. That is a dope look. But I was gonna say for him, with regardless of which side of the line he's standing, I mean, I'm sure. Hope you guys have watched these movies so far. Spoilers, things with Snape may not be exactly what they appear. But I think for Snape, first and foremost, he still sees Draco as a student, as a child. You know what I mean? And I think the real reason why he's agreeing to do this is not, for the show. It's because he realizes that right now Draco needs help because he is being turned and manipulated and warped into a pawn. And the only person right now who seems to give a damn about him, just for him, is his mother.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about the grand plan. She wants Draco to be okay. And I kind of get the sense with her that she was not on board with this whole Death Eater thing. Like, I kind of feel like if Voldemort never returned,
Yeah.
she would have been happy with that. And I love we now see. So, obviously, they've graduated.
No, they
Are they still
took off,
students?
remember?
Huh?
In the last one, they said, fuck you, Umbridge, and left. And they don't mention it in the movies, but Harry gave them his Triwizard winnings, which was like a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
So that's why they just...
But wait, so you said they just left? They didn't,
No.
They didn't graduate from Hogwarts?
No, they didn't graduate with Umbridge there. Remember? When they were doing the owls, they flew in, set off all those fireworks, and just pieced out?
Yeah, but can't you, don't you, need to graduate? Isn't that the...
Well, I think they were in the last year anyways.
Well, that's what I'm
can't
saying.
remember.
So I kind of feel like maybe all those last years, they kind of just got honorary. Like, you know what? You guys basically saved the school. You guys graduate. Like,
Yeah.
what are you going to take as a test that's going to prepare you for the real world more than this? You know what I mean? I love this part. I love that. But I love that this is what they did.
I know.
It's so sweet. You know what I mean? It's
It's one of those
literally.
things where think about it. With the times the way they are, I'm sure everybody wants a little fun. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. And notice how, okay, look at all these kids. I'm assuming it's a baby, right?
I don't think it's a real.
Oh, it's like an illusion.
Yeah, or maybe it is real, and they're imprisoning it.
Yeah, until it gets big.
I love how the colors drain
I know.
away.
But here's my thing. Remember in the first movie when they're walking around the street and everyone is dressed up in cool wizardy outfits? And now all the young people are just dressed in like Abercrombie and Fitch. It's like, huh. Because nobody wants to see teenagers in wizard hats. It's kind of funny that they show their faces too. It's like,
With everything going on, yeah.
I know. So that guy right there, Fenrir Greyback, he's part werewolf. Like, what is he? Like, he's part werewolf, right?
I'm pretty sure he's just a werewolf.
Yeah, but then why is he like, I've got a bit of an overbite werewolf and not, like.
I think he's like an actual werewolf, whereas Lupin was cursed by a werewolf. You know.
But they described being a werewolf though was like it's a curse. That's what because they're going the difference between werewolf and animagus.
I don't remember.
Like an animagus is someone who can choose to turn into an animal, whereas a werewolf is someone who's cursed and has no say in it. Or is it some kind of weird like genetic thing where like maybe one of his parents was like cursed as a werewolf? So kind of like Blade, where it's like Blade inherited all these vampire abilities because his mom was bitten while she was pregnant. Is that kind of thing?
I'm not sure.
Because he doesn't really like.
It might just be how they chose to.
Look much like a wolf. He just kind of has like some elongated canines and kind of a weird brow. I mean, he looks cool, but
Yeah.
when I look at him, I don't think, oh, he's clearly part wolf. I'm just kind of like, he just kind of looks, like that. Now we're seeing. Yeah, you kind of see like his brow is a little different.
Yeah.
It's very subtle. I almost want to say it's a little too subtle. Like I wish they would have maybe given him like more pointed ears, give maybe like more of an underbite, kind of like give him a bit more of a Wolfman-esque face, not full on, but like you know what I mean, just to kind
again,
of
I think
sell the wolf part. He's a little just underwolfed, I guess. He looks badass. He's a really badass looking character. I'm just saying for what he's supposed to be, I don't think it really reads clearly. In fact, they don't even say that at all in the movies, do they? I think it's probably in the book they explain what he is. But in the movies, they never say he's part. Well, they just like, hey.
I mean, they mention it. I think.
Do they? I
remember.
don't think so. And unfortunately, that actor, I can't remember his name. He also died.
Yeah.
He went to Death Valley, and I think he got
Yeah,
caught.
he was found by hikers or something.
A lot of people in these movies have died. It's weird when I start counting it off. I'm like, God damn. I love this shot. It's actually you're seeing the sun here too. I like the use of the light here though.
Oh, compared to their past few trips, it's actually pretty nice.
Well, yeah, but it's not just clear.
Ooh,
It's bright and sunny, but it's not like that fake blue, fake white clouds, fake green, where it looks like you just copy pasted the colors in for the digital shot. This feels like a very kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean.
There's light, but there's also even a lot of shadow in the scene too. It feels organic. And it's kind of the film nerd of me coming out again. I'm sorry.
Time to go masturbate.
What is with you?
He's got the cloak, man. I'm just calling it out.
Oh, Jesus. I guess we know what you would do if you had the cloak.
No, it's not as easy for me.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
And I like how Harry just... I just like how Harry has now, you could tell, he really hates Malfoy.
Yeah.
Because I think for Harry, he basically just sees his father in him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's kind of now that thirst for vengeance where you get the person responsible, but it's not enough. Once you get the person responsible, you have to then get the next person line next to him, and then the next person.
Considering everything Draco's ever done too.
But that's my point. It's like getting his dad. Well, technically, it wasn't even his dad, but it was Bellatrix who killed Sirius Black. But crap, I'm like spacing out. What's Malfoy's dad's name? Draco's dad.
Lucius?
Lucius, yeah. It's like, yeah, Lucius has been brought to justice, he's been arrested, but it's not enough. Harry wants to now kind of go after him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like he can kind of tell, too. Mm-hmm. I think, though, it's supposed to represent he's kind of hyper alert now. He's probably super paranoid. If you think about...
Why does Fang look so tiny there?
Because Hagrid's a goddamn giant.
I know, but still.
Because we're normally seeing Fang with, like, normal people. Yeah, now look at his hair, though. It's like that bleached blonde.
I can't tell if it's a wig or if they just did bleach his hair. Maybe they did. Again, it could
like
just be a really
good... platinum blonde. I mean, he's already blonde, so it wouldn't be hard for them to make it to go lighter. Because I've seen the actor in real life. His hair is not that blonde. Yeah, so he knows.
How would he know? How did Harry get up there, by the way?
I just climbed up on the table.
Yikes.
I would still be like, motherfucker, I'll get you... That's the thing. If I was Harry, like, I wouldn't even be spying on Dre. If I was, see, that's why I would.
There's other ways to spy on him too.
Well, I wouldn't even spy on him. I would torture Draco.
Yeah.
I would just roll because now it's like the world's on my side. We know what your dad did, and all eyes are on your family. I would see the right thing to do is to reach out to Draco and be like, listen. Let's stop this here and now. It was our parents' generation that made this. Jesus Christ! Look, she's got like princess hair now.
I know. Well, to be fair, she kind of did before.
But because I'm not empathetic at all, I would just now lord over Draco. Because now it's like Draco is the outcast. Now Draco is the freak at school because his family. You know what I mean? Now I'd be like, now the Malfoy name is the thing that's being looked at and stared at and ridiculed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would torture fucking Malfoy.
Now he knows that he's not safe from Luna when he's,
I know.
His alone time.
I don't think Luna would mind, weirdly enough. Work Davis. I think she would just catch Harry in the act and be like, oh, hello, Harry. Don't stop on my account.
Okay, you can see the barrier going up.
So that's what that's supposed to be then, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, Harry, I almost said Harry. Hogwarts has always had like a barrier around it.
But they've never like really shown it though, right?
Well, yeah.
But it's something that's discussed earlier in the books, correct?
It's kind of like I think they have it also so you can't disapparate within the building either or something like from outside. Like again, it's stuff that. By the way, what the fuck is Filch wearing?
I don't know. Like a flak jacket or something. It's definitely a different look for him.
Pretty different. Don't make my nose a toe, please. I'm like, you can just go see Madame Pomfrey inside, but...
His head just explodes.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I love Luna.
I know.
I love how that's the thing. Luna's like brutally honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they fucking eating?
Jello?
Look at her face.
I would have that face too. Legitimate question.
And I love how now, when we're back to the Great Hall, there's no big magical scene. It's just like, because by this point, you as the audience are like you've been along. You're one of them. You're sitting at the table with them, so it's just as familiar to you.
That's cool. They make it.
I know, as it is to them. So don't forget, each house sits at their own tables, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I love like the candles like that and all that
Oh,
kind of
I
thing.
know. Oh snap!
How it's so funny if Snape does like an involuntary fist bump real quick and then catches
I know.
himself real quick, like pumping the air. It's like, yes, very good. He just kind of slowly stands up and is like, yes! Then sits down and like, straightens his coat out and just acts like nothing happened.
Look at that emo wizard right there.
He's really emotional.
Oh shit! I forgot most of the school probably doesn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like, who? Yeah, he's definitely, his beard's a lot whiter now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, Dumbledore's like me. When he started going white like fast.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when we first found that one white hair in my beard. Like, oh, look at that white hair. Within like a few years, I was like, now I have like white.
Not a few. It was like one.
Yeah, but now I got like white strips, like strips of white in my beard.
I know.
Yeah, see, Malfoy is, I don't know, he's riddled with light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love this part right here. We all had that one teacher is when they like, ah, shit.
Guess that means
Yep.
more work for Harry. Like, I don't have enough on my plate.
I love that. But this is the first time we heard of like Harry's ambition to become an Aura.
Yeah.
So his or what is it?
Or not aura.
Or. So basically, their job, they're like dark wizard headhunters, right?
Huh? What?
They're dark wizard headhunters. They basically they're like
They hunt dark wizards.
yeah, they shoot out like wands
They're like bounty hunters for dark wizards.
That's what I think. So it's kind of funny that Harry
So-
wants to like do that because it makes sense, but I figure Harry could go either that way, or I could see him going the exact opposite.
Yeah.
But I think honestly too, maybe seeing Sirius Black get killed by one is like he really is like okay, like he really really wants to just, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah.
Because for him, I don't think it's just revenge. I think. I look at his face right there.
If I was Harry, I'd be like, you know what, Ron, you have the nice one.
Look at Ron's like, I'm bigger than you, bro. I wonder what mine would smell like.
Ew.
She just walks away. Like, I need to remove myself.
That girl. I love how all the girls are slowly walking towards him.
I know.
And not him, but the potion.
It's funny because potions I find really interesting because if you think about it, potions are kind of like weapons, and because again, you can like counteract so many spells with potions. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
and potions are so kind of subversive. Like if you're gonna be an assassin in the Wizarding world, I would say you're using potions, not like spells that you have to like call out and like shoot from a wand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, this is funny what it leads to later on. This is a big. Funny, this is a kind of very dark and slow movie. Probably the slow. I don't know. Deathly Hallows Part 1 might be a contender for that top, but be one of the top 2 slowest and darkest Harry Potter movies. But there are a lot of funny moments, weirdly enough. Some of the funniest moments in the Harry Potter franchise are in this movie. So it's really weird because, again, it's a really slow, dark movie. Yet I find myself laughing harder in this movie than any of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
Because
I'm sure they did that purposefully.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
a lot
to kind
of
of
those
lighten
moments
the
were still
mood.
in the books, but like I'm sure all the movies are like, yeah, we need a little levity.
Yeah, but I kind of feel. Ooh, there we go.
Where's the half-blood prince?
I kind of feel though, they kind of act the most like real people in this movie.
Yeah. Jesus.
Crab and Goyle are like fucking monsters now. Everyone except Harry. Everyone's grown 100 feet tall except Harry. Ugh.
Yeah.
Everyone in this franchise now can like knock over skyscrapers and stand shoulder to shoulder with Godzilla, except Harry.
Hermione's like, I can't handle you being better than me.
But I kind of like stuff like that too. That like there's stuff that Ooh.
Seamus just can't get away from explosions.
I know. But I love how we're seeing stuff that Hermione's not good at, and it's so like adorable when she's not, because she just can't cope with it. Oh look, this is what Hermione would look like if this was book Hermione, right?
I know.
I wonder if that's what that was supposed to be, a little nod to like her big bushy hair.
Maybe, yeah.
That was literally only in the
I
first
think it's
movie.
supposed to show she's frazzled.
Frazzle dazzle. Harry's like, hell yeah. To be fair, if anyone needs, or never mind, deserves liquid luck, I'm like, just default it to him.
Poor Hermione. She's like, I want to be happy for you because my friend, but I'm usually better than you.
I know.
Oh, look at that. Haven't seen that in a while.
I love the mood lighting in it. Yeah, the armed guards are pretty clear. I love this little moment right here. It's the first time Dumbledore really just asked Harry about his life coming
I
up.
know. It's like anybody. They ask you about yourself, see how you're doing, and then when they want something.
Yeah, this right here. No one's ever asked her about this. Yeah, see? I mean, she's great and all, but I pulled, man. I pulled. Or I did until, you cock block. You remember that, don't you? That beautiful... Yeah, you remember... Yeah. I was trying to spend a lot of time with her, but,
I know, he cock blocked.
You saw fit to, not let that happen. I love how now they just use his name freely.
Yeah.
No, okay, and I'm not saying this to be funny or to poke fun. I'm being completely sincere when I ask this question. I had heard that J.K. Rowling or someone said that officially that Dumbledore is gay. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I have nothing against it. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Was that like official?
Yeah.
So was it her who said? Because obviously he's not like
Yeah, that was. I think she tweeted it or something at one point. I can't remember exactly. Also, I like how they changed the
a little bit, yeah.
the thing here.
Again, I'm fine with that. I have nothing against it. I was just curious. I had heard that, and I was just wondering because obviously there's a lot of things. I didn't know if that was maybe in the books. I hadn't read these books yet. And obviously, there's a lot of stuff that you've been telling me that are in the books that they don't mention in the movies. And
I don't think that was mentioned in the book. I think it might have been hinted at, but I don't think it was mentioned. I think that was a separate thing. Somebody had asked her.
And she just said,
yeah.
No, this is interesting. First of all, younger Dumbledore. And we get our first look at their first meeting. Now, this is the Muggle orphanage, right? Yeah. So, again, he knows how to interact with Muggles. So I think Dumbledore is very... Oh, see that photo? So I think Dumbledore is versed in, like, the Muggle world. He knows how to interact. And again, it's just, you look at their background, it's just so funny that Voldemort was a lot like Harry.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. Do all these people who follow Voldemort, do they know about his background? Do they know where he came from? Do they know that he was...
No, he kept it a secret. That's what we kind of find out in this movie.
Yeah.
He hid it from everyone.
That he's half Muggle, right?
I think so, yeah.
Was his father? Yeah, his father.
I can't remember. I think it was his...
Because that's the thing. If they all learned about his background, would they stop following him?
Huh.
If they all found out that he was, like, Muggle-born, at least to some degree, would they stop following him? Like, would they just...
Probably.
Again, and that's something to me that I was kind of disappointed that that's not how they beat Voldemort. Like, you again, yes, kill him, fine, but I would almost say, because I always say this, and there's Voldemort standing there, he's so powerful. If you get 100 witches and witches around him and they all point their wands at him and say Avada Kedavra, I don't think he could stop them all. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Yeah. I think.
I mean, they might not.
I mean,
it's hard to say.
His power is his power of influence. You know, like any tyrannical person, they themselves are just human. You know what I mean? It's their sphere of influence. It's how they motivate people. You know what I mean? And as long as people are motivated by what they say, think, and feel, they'll follow them. But if all the people decide that they don't like them anymore, want to turn against, I mean, that's how empires, you know, dictators and rulers and kings and queens were overthrown. Everyone just said, you know what? We don't like what you're selling anymore. Fuck off. And that's it. So I kind of wish maybe that's how Voldemort was taken down. Everyone just kind of, you know, he exposed him. It was like, well, here you are. You're the biggest hypocrite of all. You are the thing you hate, which again, going back to Hitler, that's kind of what everyone suspects Hitler was. They suspect at least one of his parents were Jewish, and that he was self-loathing, and that's why he fixated on the Jews so much, is that it was a part of himself that he hated. So he was killing them to try to kill the part of himself that he hated most. You know what I mean? And that if people ever found out about Hitler, you know, his whole thing would have fallen apart probably, because he would have been the very thing that everyone was fighting against.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that's what that's cool.
Yeah, see. Oh. By the way, I feel bad for Dumbledore. You can kind of see it on his face where he's like, when Harry was like, oh, did you know you just met the most powerful, you know, Dark Wizard? And he's like, no. And I'm like, I wonder if he must feel guilty about it because he was the one that kind of, you know, quote unquote discovered.
Yeah, but there's no way to know. But any one of these students can become that's the thing I like about Voldemort, is that he wasn't some predestined thing. Mm-mm. You know, he wasn't this, you know, virgin birth of the Force that was so special. He was just a guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, he just made decisions. And, you know, again, that's how most leaders, dictators out there, they're human. But it's the path they take. Like, you know, Harry could easily become a dark wizard if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And look at it with everything Harry's been. Here he goes, vanishing cabinet. Think of everything Harry's been through right now. It's kind of a wonder he's not going down the road. He went down the opposite road. And I feel when you go through what he goes through, it's basically a fork in the road, and you're going to go one or the other. There's no in between. You're either going to become Look at that beautiful
I know.
Quidditch field now. All dark. I mean, no more bright blue. And
All the fabric is gone on the little towers.
yep. And I love how he's like captain now, right?
Yeah.
Well, because the other guy would have graduated by now.
Thank you. Future girlfriend, wife.
I love these number 7. 7's my favorite number, actually. Oh, Ron is just... So those were dark wizards trying to get in, right?
Yeah, before. Nope.
Nope. Ron just starts beating him mercilessly. He starts doing the...
They've come a long ways with these, by the way.
I know. Look how good
It
these
looks
shots...
so good now.
Ooh, again, think how much later this is.
That girl. I forgot about her.
Yeah, a little competition for...
This guy.
I love it. It's so dark now and moody, but the music is so peppy.
I know.
Nice.
I'm a badass. Oh. So he may not look cool while doing it, but he's still doing the job well. Kind of, except for now.
I love Harry's like, please do a good job because I can't play favorites. So they're in their 5th, 6th year now?
6.
How many years do you go to Hogwarts?
7. That's why I split Deathly Hallows into 2 movies. Can't believe Hermione did that.
I know, it's so
Of all people.
I know, it's kind of terrible because Ron should be able to win by his own merit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think she kind of feels too like, Ron needs this.
Yeah.
And Ron deserves it. Ron has... The thing about it, Ron has been putting himself on the line right there with all of them.
Well, that, and it sounds bad, but it's like he was saying before, oh, I'm just, Harry Potter's friend.
He needs something. I love this bit. How cocky he is
Her
now.
hair looks fuzzier now. Or fluffier, not
Yeah.
fuzzier. I like it. Look at Neville, by the way.
Giant fucking Sasquatch Neville, all 27 feet of him. I like Neville. I'm not saying that to be me, but it's just so funny because he's such a big guy now. Like, we saw him in that show Happy Valley too, and he had like a 5 o'clock shadow. And Neville's kind of a strapping, fit-looking guy now. He's a bigger dude. You know what I mean? That's just funny that he's Neville. He's supposed to be, oh, Neville, he's unsure of himself, but Neville looks like he could like pick some of these people up over his head now. She's matured. Look how much she's aged. Like,
her voice alone.
I know. She's very, like, real. Like, damn, Harry. I know. I like her character. I know she hasn't gotten a lot of screen time over the films, but I don't know.
Yeah. She got, obviously, way more in the books.
Yeah. And I like, too, how she's very different from her siblings. She's not wacky. She's not goofy. She's not weird. She's very, like, no nonsense. She's like her mom.
Yeah.
I think all the boys are very much like their father. And she got the mom genes. I think it's like CGI background and CGI snow.
I think it might be.
I think like what they're walking on is there, is real. I guess.
Emergency
Fire practice.
Butterbeer. I want a butterbeer.
So Butterbeer is alcoholic, right? Well, but that's the thing. They're 16 at least now, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they can drink it.
Oh no! But in the UK, you have to be 18 to drink.
Oh yeah.
16, you're an adult. Well, it's like here in America. 18 is the legal age, you're an adult, but to drink, you have to be 21. So when you're 18, you can.
Regardless, they're able to drink.
Yeah, when you're 18, you can smoke cigarettes here. You can buy porn.
Oh no.
Oh, I know. You can you can have consensual sex, but you can't drink. Well, I think that's how it is for them there.
Oh.
16 is alcohol, beer, porn, but drinking is still a little bit later. Oh, look at that. Snugging. Ron's like, I don't know how to answer this question. Yeah, again, it's the Wizarding World. Maybe drinking laws. We forget this isn't like the normal British, where this is their.
Jeez.
Oh.
He's a little drunk.
It's such a fucking boring. It was like, oh god, I would love to go to a little tavern like this.
I know.
And you can make butterbeer, right? Didn't they create like an actual recipe for it?
Yeah. I followed one of the recipes once and made it. It was pretty good.
Oh, that's right. We had that one time. There's actual alcohol in it, right?
Yeah. Usually I think it was rum.
Hmm.
We should have made some butterbeer for this.
We should have.
What were we thinking?
Instead of we're drinking something else.
Regular beer.
It's an ale.
Except their stuff looks like orange juice, which is a little weird to me.
I know. They're drinking mimosas with whipped cream on top.
Hermione's like, I need.
I love this little bit. It's just so weird, like. She looks so sad.
So ashamed.
Like, oh.
I can't believe you saw me like that. Such a compromising position.
Again, little moments like this in this movie are just so funny. They're subtle moments, but they work so well.
Look at her. She's
I know.
like, let's just.
We've all been there.
Let's.
Oh, there. We can't have too much fun. Oh.
Oh, got a little something going on there, girl.
Got a little Damien action. See, didn't you see stuff like this, which is like, holy shit.
She's got a big mouth. That's not just what I was thinking, but.
Like, huh.
Poor girl.
Someone can't hold their liquor. Hey, Hagrid. You finally look like you belong.
I know.
With this weather and, you. It looks like he just emerged out of the snowy wilderness. See, again, it's going to sound crazy to people, and I'm prepared for this. I would rather go on vacation there in like a, British, Scottish countryside in the dead of winter in the snow like that than go to a tropical beach.
Oh, I know.
Look at McGonagall's outfit there.
I know. Those sleeves are amazing. Collar. It's like a capelet too, I think.
I know.
So it's even
all
better.
the women and their coats in this movie are like.
I want them.
I know, right? And then there's you three. Well, the franchise is named. And I love how, because of Snape's background, they always kind of refer to him for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Snape's like, it was, but I can't let you know that it was.
I know.
It's like, dude, come on, you guys, really?
Like, I've only been right about, everything, literally, since I came to this school.
McGonagall's like, oh, you're making this kind of personal. This is awkward.
But seriously, they really should. When Harry says, "I know," they should at this point really at least look into it before you just dismissing it, because Harry's literally been like.
I know. By the way, did they ever show him getting this back? I can't remember.
I don't remember, but I would imagine that Lupin would have given it back to him. I mean.
Oh, Ron. And I love how they're setting this up, because when Harry obviously starts kind of, getting close to her.
But a part of me wonders, is she doing that to make Harry jealous?
It's possible.
Because she clearly likes him already. And the fact that Harry was sitting right over there, probably wonders if she's like
quick, snog me.
How fun if we see that whole scene from her perspective. Kiss me now. What? Just kiss me. But we're just friends. Kiss me. I'm gay.
She charms him.
I'm gay. I'm not into guys. Yeah, she does a quick spell under the table and forces him, and it turns to this really horrible, non-consensual thing.
God. You took that way further than I was going.
Just like oh. Shit.
I just stick to my masturbation jokes. They involve just one person.
And I now making Jenny this non-consent. Jenny.
Not Jenny.
Jenny, not Jenny from the block. Jenny. She's a non-consensual snogger.
Why aren't you looking? Why aren't you watching?
The ice cream.
God, these dinners look awful. I mean, the dinners looks good, but the mingling looks awful.
Just get a couple dice, start throwing dice in the middle of the table. I love this bit here when it talks about getting a little sense of.
I forgot about this.
Of course, you have no idea what that is. It's just so funny, you forget
Hermione.
So many things they would not know because they just use magic. So even I kind of wanted to say, I wish they could have done more of that with Hermione.
Yeah.
Because she's so versed in magic, yet she's.
Why did he stand?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know. I know traditionally when a woman enters a room, you're supposed to stand. So I don't know if that's maybe what Harry's
clearly none of these other people are gentlemen, so Harry's trying hard.
Look at Hermione look over at him. Who are you trying to fool, motherfucker? Come on.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, gross.
Serial killer
Look
much?
at her. She's like, oh, fuck.
Ugh, just... Ugh. I love he's wearing Chuck Taylors. Good for you, Harry.
I know.
God, look how high his pants are. I know Dumbledore's kind of putting up, but at the same time, I kind of feel like Harry's got to be curious too, because he just knows him so much as Voldemort. But
and besides that flashback and dealing with him in the Chamber of Secrets, it's kind of like.
I mean, that's the thing. It's when you strip all that away, he was once like everybody else. That's why it's kind of interesting, and it's. It's I think villains like that are always more interesting. You take someone like Sauron from Lord of the Rings, where he was always something special. Even before he became this evil figure, he was somebody. He was a higher being. When you look at a villain like Voldemort, he was a guy, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a student here. He probably, you know, dated girls, got laid here, you know, went to parties, you know. He was a person, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
how did someone so normal turn out to be what he is now? Something so far removed. You know what I mean? Again, so I think that's really fascinating, and I think that for Harry, yeah, again, it's Dumbledore, but I think for Harry, it gives him like an opening. You know what I mean? To like kind of learn.
By the way, I don't know if you caught that, but I love how this whole movie, for the most part, they show that looks good. They show Malfoy alone. He's never with Crabbe or Goyle anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of representing where, because before Malfoy was like, you know, big man on campus because he's a Malfoy. You know what I mean? But now the name is tarnished, and the name is basically garbage now. So he went from being, you know, top dog to like nobody wants him because he's like, you know, his family's horrible. You know what I mean?
Thank you, girl. I don't know your name.
I know.
Oh, and I like how he,
Look at Luna!
I know. I love that.
She's trying out for the Lion King play? Like, what the hell's that?
No, Gryffindor. She's gonna cheer for them. That's her outfit.
I know, but why a lion?
Because that's the head of the Gryffindor sigil?
Oh, that's right. It's like a
Yeah.
griffin, so it has the lion
Yeah.
head and like the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
just looks like she's trying out for the Lion
You know
King
what?
play.
Maybe she should.
Yeah, with that, she's really good.
I know. I love how Hermione caught it, but
Yeah. Like, yeah, bro, let's go. Oh, don't get mad, Hermione. You fucking
theoretically,
cheated to get him.
They would just need like a drop, right?
Well, yeah, I think a dab would do you good. I think it's like a shot. You just take a little bit, but it's like, you know. I love this game in the snow.
I know.
Oh, they're really making up for those blue skies, the first two movies.
I know.
Look how intense this is now.
Look at him go. He's like, yeah, I'm the man.
So, Victor Crumb from Goblet of Fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was part of the official
Like one of the teams.
Bavarian team, but he was still a student. So how can he be playing officially when he's still a student?
I don't know. He's that good, I guess.
I just wonder. And I love it's always Gryffindor versus Slytherin.
Oh, last time it was versus Hufflepuff.
Was it Hufflepuff?
Yeah.
Ow!
Ouch.
Oh.
It's so funny because I always kind of wonder, like, what did the other two houses root? Like, I wonder who they root for when they.
I think everyone roots for not Slytherin, basically. I think Slytherin is just on its own, which I think is also one of the reasons why they're all kind of a little bit asshole-ish too, because to be fair, everyone automatically kind of treats them villainous a little bit, so I think it's kind of natural. Maybe you can't really blame them for being so kind of like, there we go. Look at yeah, Harry's like,
Yeah, he's got plenty of.
he didn't use it.
I forgot about that. Made him think.
Yep.
I forgot about that. Oh no, butterbeer! I want a keg of butterbeer.
I know, right? What?
Look at Hermione's face.
Look at Harry. He's like, I
It's
did
like,
that.
I want to snog someone. Why does everybody
Look at his
cock-block
goofy
me?
smile. Harry's like, I made that happen.
I'll snog you.
Harry Potter is the ultimate wingman.
I know, right?
You wanna get your girl? I love Harry Potter, still rocking the '90s kind of.
Poor Hermione.
Harry Potter's like, you want
That's
me?
just like a little creepy with a shadow right there, by the way.
Yeah.
It lingered a little too long.
Do you want me to get you a guy? I'm pretty good at this kind of thing. Help.
It made me cry.
Kind of wish maybe they did like a little moon outside that window. I like how it's staged. It's really
Yeah.
nice when it cuts back to that shot. But there's like nothing. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of the moon cresting between the clouds.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I don't like girls. I pull. What's up?
You were looking for a place to snog.
Yeah. Poor Ron. Look at her. Oh, she doesn't know how to deal with it, so she just attacks him.
I know. Get out of here.
Ow. Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Okay, alright, yeah. So poor Ron's just like, I have no idea what's
Harry's
going on.
just like, this isn't how I want to pull.
Poor Harry.
Except it's worse because, you know, she's my best friend's younger sister, so it's that whole level of awkwardness, too.
Yeah, and I get it for Harry. He's used to, like, heartache and stuff like that, so... I think
stairwell, really?
I think for him, while the whole thing with Ginny it sucks for him, but he's used to it.
No, Malfoy's the creeper watching.
I know. Now Malfoy's like beast in his fucking castle. And I know she'll never leave me. Just
right?
like, shut up, Malfoy! Stop singing! Every fucking night you do this. Knickers in a twist. I love it.
I love how Ron's, like, just lets his shirt hang out.
I know, look at him. Ron's all like, yeah. God, I love this library.
I know.
So there's a scene coming up here which I love, and it was a funny outtake if you ever see it. I want a library like this in my house.
With magic books.
Our house.
Thanks.
Sorry. Your house. I'm just a man.
A house.
A dwelling of some sort.
God damn it. Thanks for putting pressure on me.
I like this part right here. This part here, there's a funny scene where there's an outtake where she smacks him and he's delivering the line, and you can tell she's trembling from laughter from behind, and Harry mid-line, oh god, I'll comment on this soon, says, you're laughing because you hit me way harder than you meant to, and she just starts laughing and hugs him, because she apparently, the first time she did, you can hear it too, she walloped him like really hard.
I love Luna. Oh, there he is creeping. But that's the thing. I mean, I know it's purposeful, but, like, you kind of start to feel bad for Malfoy in a way, because it's like, he doesn't want to do this.
Well, that's
but
the thing.
He has to.
Well, that's the thing. I never thought, like, Malfoy wanted to be, like...
A little shit?
Like his dad. Like, his dad wanted to be this megalomaniac, our family will run the world, we'll be one of these ruling classes. I think Malfoy was just a spoiled brat. I don't think Malfoy had grand ambition. I think Malfoy just says, hey, I'm rich. I don't have to worry about shit for the rest of my life. I'll get some nice, cozy job where I basically do nothing and make shit tons of money. And that's me, Draco Malfoy. I don't think he had these... Excuse me. Sorry, folks. Drinking beer. These grand ambitions. You know what I mean? To be like this... You know what I mean? Like somebody. His dad... basically wants to be like
here's my question, and maybe it was in the book and I don't remember, but I'm like, how would he know, like, what that is and like the incantations used?
Well, I'm sure they told him. Remember they saw him like in like, oh God, you gotta make a buck somehow, I guess. But you know what I mean? Well, they showed like when they were showing it to him in that shop.
I guess
So I think that's where they were telling him, okay, here's what you're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. All the sheets.
Wow, cleavage.
Oh, you won't be wrong about that.
I know.
Oh, what?
Jesus. Can't you see we're trying to hide? Oh my god. Poor Hermione.
See, do you see what I'm saying about funny moments? Like, again, it's so dark, but like, you look at all the stuff with Draco and all that, and then it cuts to this, and it's like, again, I think that's why I like this movie so much, because it's like, on the surface, when I think back to it, I'm like, that was one of the slower ones, right? We didn't really... But every time I watch it, I'm like...
Because it's kind of the slow build-up. You need all the stuff that happens in this film.
Oh.
Yikes. But, you really can't... This sets up everything for 7.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's one of those ones where, it's like... so much of it takes place in the castle. There's no going off, having any crazy adventures for the most part.
But I kind of like just seeing them dealing with, like, because I think it's very easy to forget that they're still, like, teenagers.
Yeah.
They're still, like, going through normal growing pain stuff. Like, there's still certain things that even if all the stuff that's happening wasn't happening, they would still be going through this stuff. And it's kind of nice to see. And kind of, I'm sure for them, kind of refreshing too. It's like, oh, thank God, the worst thing I got to deal with right now is teenage romance.
Faye just walks away, by the way.
Squib. That's the first time we've heard that word.
Yeah.
Unless it's one of those things now, they just kind of assume that everyone's read the books. That now Harry Potter's this big phenomenon that they just figured, okay, they can start introducing like terminology that wasn't really brought up in the movies before, but now they just assume that, everyone's probably gone and read the books now.
Yeah. Or I guess it was just a nod in case, for the book readers, since they had never really mentioned it.
Maybe,
Those dresses.
Part of me wonders, too, was he not invited because he's used to basically his family being, like, all these elite circles kind of things, and now that he's not allowed to go, that he's... You know what I mean? Like, he's not allowed, he feels like, wait a minute, why can't I come here now? I'm a Malfoy, but now again, the Malfoy name is tarnished, so nobody wants them. So he's rich, all the money in the world, but he's alone with it. He has no standing anymore, no reputation, so...
And that's the thing, obviously Harry kind of knows.
Well, and I think Harry is looking for any reason to give him. I think that's kind of the problem with Harry, that he's not seeing Malfoy as someone like him. Like, here's a guy, who's being put this, do you ever something maybe he doesn't want to do this either, you know what I mean?
By the way, I love how they're actually going home for the holidays for once.
I know.
Jesus. Oh, no.
Oh, no. This is so weird.
Yeah. That's just uncomfortable for everyone.
Harry just fidgeting with stuff like... You see what I mean? There's like things like this that are like we go from like a really like dark scene to like this.
Poor Hermione. Aww.
Ron's gotta know too.
That's what I thought.
I love that. Oh.
First time I've seen Lupin.
Yeah. Funny how she cut her hair.
I know. It's so funny because when these books came out, back when people actually pre-ordered books in bookstores,
remember that?
I pre-ordered the book and they had a thing where you could either have a trust Snape or trust Dumbledore, or it was trust Snape or don't trust Snape. That's
I feel
that's what it was, and like I ended up saying don't trust Snape. Obviously I was kind of wrong, but
Well, you're right for the context of this story.
yeah.
But you're wrong in the overall context. That's
Yeah.
kind of how it works. That's why it's a cool little bait and switch. I love. He's like,
But it
all
was
right.
neat that they did something like that when you pre-ordered.
Yeah, no.
And I
again,
remember like showing it in my binder, being like, I don't trust Snape.
I just think it was nice to encourage something about book releases. I kind of missed that. And it's like I feel like books have kind of lost their standing.
What was it called? Walden Books? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, remember that?
That was before Borders and everything closed too. Way before.
Like this bit right here.
It's like, God damn it, Ron. I want a pastry, Ron.
I know.
That looks yummy.
Wish my friends would cock block me that way. A lot nicer the way than Dumbledore did it.
I know.
Shit, at least you get a consolation prize this way. Is that all like Muggle stuff he's got? Mm-hmm. It's so funny.
Remember, it's like part of his job.
Yeah, I remember that, but it's just so interesting. Like
He loves this stuff.
record players, old phones, it's all Blender in the background. But you see, like he studies all that stuff, but like you could just use your contacts in the Muggle world and just ask these questions. Like, what is this? Just ask. What about people who are like Muggle-born and stuff like that? Wouldn't they be able to like be experts on this stuff because they would just know what it is?
Yeah.
Like, or is it more like his private collection?
Yeah, it's somewhat more of a hobby for him. It's kind of related to his job, but not entirely.
I'd have been like, I would really like to see some stories following Harry as an or.
I know.
Again, it's basically Harry Dresden, but maybe that's why they don't. Like, all right, we're crossing over into like other territory now. But
I know.
I would just love to see how Harry does it, because Harry is like knows the Muggle world, he can really like reach out and have contacts.
Yeah.
Is that actually like his sense of smell? Was that supposed to be like him with like a sense of smell?
I'm not sure. Oh, in your robe. Are you wearing anything underneath? Let me get my cloak.
Jesus Christ.
I'm so sorry.
That damn cloak.
Oh no, why are you down there? Get up! Not you, Harry. She's taller than him almost.
Everyone's taller than him.
I know.
Harry's like 3'4".
Oh, you can't kiss her for the first time when she's in a robe. Thank God.
Damn.
I mean, that's terrible, but...
I love that it makes the ring.
I know.
I love how when she lands, she still has to like right herself.
She's so good in this movie.
I know.
Or these movies, I should say.
Yeah. Helena Bonham Carter, no, she's a great actress.
I can't believe Harry just ran out. Like, Harry, you're kind of dumb.
Look at her, damn.
I know.
That's love. That's a keeper right there. She ran through fire to go after you.
But I forgot she's the one that killed Sirius.
Yeah.
So naturally, Harry's gonna...
Oh yeah, no, she was bait. That's why she showed up and landed.
That'd be terrifying.
So Harry's never used the Avada Kedavra, right? He's never tried.
No.
Well, how does it work? You have to have the intent, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just say the
'Cause
words.
I think that happens. I know for sure in the books that happens, but I'm pretty sure it happens in the movies too at one point.
Like, you have to mean it when you say it. Like,
Yeah.
if I just pointed it at you and said it right now, just said the words, it wouldn't happen because I don't have the intent to want to kill you. Whereas,
Not Harry. Harry Chast, maybe.
So did he go to school? Like, where did he learn? Would he have been allowed to go to like Hogwarts? Was there like a wolf boy at Hogwarts at one point?
I don't know.
I'm curious because he's for the most part human. You know what I mean? I love the sounds it makes.
I know.
Because you're like, what, deflecting? Mm-hmm. Pretty good to be able to do that.
I know.
I love they're on the little island right there like that,
Yeah.
the water. That's cool. It's just a cool form of transportation. They fly around.
I know.
I love the wind there too. That's cool.
I know. Can't they stop it though? Can't they magically stop it, or is it because of
And, like,
magic fire? I wonder.
I don't know, like that spell you saw where they put it back together.
I know. I mean, to be fair, regardless, that would be horrible to see.
Well, yeah, but now it's like it's no longer just happening at Hogwarts. Hogwarts is almost like the safe place right now. It's like
Yeah. Well, technically, it is.
it's basically their fortress.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez. But you see how they do it? They have a dark scene, then a light scene. That's kind of like how this movie works. It's like back and forth. Now I see him older.
It's so weird to see him as a kid.
Is that the same kid? No, he's older.
It looks, unless it's really good casting, he looks the same.
I know. It's weird because you realize that Voldemort was always kind of a psychopath. Because I think because he was treated the way he was as a kid, he had nothing. He was always like, he had no edge.
Yeah.
And when he discovered he had magical abilities, for him, that became like his angle. That's how he could, like, you know what I mean? Get ahead in life. So it became like a pursuit of power, kind of. You know what I mean?
I love this.
I know. Why do they have a restricted section in the library at a school? If you don't want
I'm sure
kids
it's
to...
more for teachers, maybe, or rare books.
Yeah, couldn't you guys have like a separate chamber for that? Like,
You would think, but then kids can't sneak into the.
I know,
books.
but I'm like, we can't let students read these books. So why do you have them on the shelves? Yep. It's like when I was in 8th grade, we had our library, and we all knew about this book, but there was a history of porn book. It had a black cover with just 3 red X's on it, and inside it was full front hardcore porn pictures, like the whole thing. And we didn't know if they just got in there by accident. The teachers didn't know about it, but everybody knew where the book was.
Oh my
and
God.
everyone would always go, and when no teacher, we would go and get the porn book off the shelf and look
Jesus.
at it. So it was kind of like, okay, if they're restricted books that students aren't supposed to see, why do you just have them on shelves? Oh, just
Yeah.
don't go in that corner. But in theory, if no one's looking, I can just go into the corner and look at the books, right? Just like the porn book. I was like, well, I'm just going to wait till there's no teachers around. Then I'm going to walk down that corner and take out the porn book. It's like no one ever checked that book out. But we all knew where it was. That's why I'm just kind of funny. It's like the restricted section. It's like, why do you have a restricted section? Just don't have the books there.
Oh. Thanks for, the no pressure, Dumbledore. Not like I got enough on my shoulders because I'm fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, I think he's just going to go with it.
I know.
He's like, whatever. first years. So when you see that, it makes you realize just how far, how long it's been, Oh, I love what he's doing here, too. He's setting it up. It's kind of cruel, but it's like, yeah, he's... I think for him, too, it makes him nervous. He's like, he's from...
No. You killed my parents, motherfucker.
Well, it's one of those things, too. I think he also realizes why he was asked to come teach at the school, that he's being used.
He's like, fuck!
I mean, I know...
Jesus Christ.
I know Harry does this later on, but I would really be like, listen here, motherfucker. I've been through enough shit. You're going to tell me everything I want to know.
Oh, God. Those beds are tiny.
So he got the love potion, right?
Yeah, meant for Harry.
Look at his face. Oh my God. Just he's being a little sassy bitch now. He just throws it at him.
Jesus Christ. I love it.
And again, and that's the pattern of this movie. You had a serious scene, and then it cuts to this.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for taking one for the team, Ron.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just so funny.
Jesus.
He's just standing. It's so weird.
Jesus.
I love his room, man. Look at that place.
I know.
It is swanky.
And it's so bad, but I love that Harry was like, this is an opportunity.
I know, and that's exactly what he's doing, too. He's being subversive now. I love that old architecture. Have some Kool-Aid. Like gold rimmed, like damn.
Fancy.
His face just kills me again.
And then it just, it just goes away.
Oh no. Jesus Christ. God, I wish I had teachers like him.
I know, right?
You need to pick me up. Want some scotch. The booze.
Oh no. Oh Jesus.
God, what a boy. Ron can not hold his liquor.
I love as a professor, he just froze, by the way. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know. I guess Harry's been studying. Damn, look at him.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be so scary for Harry right there.
Oh my
like
God,
in that moment, you think you might lose your best friend. Just how quickly it can
And
happen.
look at him. He just fucking froze.
I
Like,
know.
what the fuck, dude? Wasn't that wine he took from Dumbledore, I think?
I think so.
You can't remember.
Oh, Dumbledore's hat. Look, he's kind of in shock too.
I know.
I love how he can tell by smelling. That's something Dumbledore is like.
OG.
Yeah, but he's almost got like a sixth sense about stuff. The way he can tell when someone's there with invisibility. I think that's why he's so powerful. He can sense magic. It's not just that he can do it well, but he can pick up on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like a sixth sense with him, I would say.
This chick.
I look at the background, they're like, Look at Dumbledore's face. I love this. And Snape is just like, ooh.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Fight, fight, fight.
Run one.
Yikes. Doesn't he pretend to be asleep? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't think so.
He says Hermione's.
Yeah. It's just. And Snape doesn't even turn.
I know. Oh my god, I love Dumbledore so much.
Snape just like so uncomfortable.
I know, he's like, can I
He's just
go?
like, oh my god, I hate this so much. Like, just waiting for that Avada Kedavra to come out of nowhere just to take him out of that
Oh my
moment.
god. And it took Ron getting poisoned, but at least he really revealed his true feelings.
Yeah.
Look at her, she's like, I'm so happy you were poisoned. You almost died.
It's probably her who did it.
Oh my god.
There's Draco just hanging.
Working as always.
It'd be funny if this never actually came to anything, and at the end of the last movie, post-credit sequence, just Draco standing on a tower.
And Harry watching from somewhere.
I know. The end. Oh. But ironically enough, I kind of feel like for Draco, he kind of realized who his true friends were, because even when Harry was the new weird kid, Harry had friends.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Draco is the weird kid, whose name is now like this thing, he has nobody.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of wondering too, did Crabbe and Goyle distance themselves from him, or did he do it the other way around? Because their dads were Death Eaters too, or are Death Eaters, right?
I believe so, yeah.
But they weren't caught, right?
Mm-mm.
Now we're seeing the link.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. So they're kind of like teleportation pods, basically.
Yeah.
In a weird way, it's kind of like, oh man, they could do like a magical version of the Fly in this.
Oh God. Poor birdie. So that's supposed to be him crying, I think.
I don't know. So did the box kill the bird, or did someone on the other end do it?
I think it's because it's such a precise thing. He's been testing to see, the apple was inanimate, so that was fine. But to
they're saying like, can they transport like living
Yeah.
things? So they're still like calibrating it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It really is like the Fly. So what happens if two people go in the vanishing cabinet together?
Jesus.
Jeez. Got a golden spoon? Holy crap.
They have golden utensils. Poor Hermione.
Look at Harry.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's the girl who that's the girl who got cursed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love how they know now too. Like, I think everyone kind of realized Harry is like their unofficial like Nancy Drew, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like when something is afoot, Harry Potter is on the case, and oh,
That's telling, though.
and I noticed that too. Like Malfoy is not like antagonistic. That's the first thing. He's not
Yeah.
like
He's staying as far away as he can from Harry, honestly.
that girl that just walked up and talked to her. She looked like Susie from Little Witch Academia.
Oh, I didn't see her.
Yep,
You mean Susie?
Susie. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the thing. He feels guilty about everything. Like that's the thing. Draco's a shithead, but he's not evil.
No.
His dad's evil. Draco's just a spoiled rich kid. Like again, like I said, I don't think Draco had ambitions of grandeur. He just wanted to just be a privileged brat, basically,
Yeah.
and that was good enough for him. You know what I mean? But it's his father who put this pressure on him. Like no, you got to be more. Yeah, Harry's just like out for blood. Harry just wants to get him. You know what I mean?
I know.
What are they shooting when they do that?
I'm not sure.
I love how there's shootouts with wands. I love
know.
that. That's such a cool thing. I love how now Harry is like the predator.
I know.
Like, that's it. Harry's almost like the bully now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like,
Especially with what he just did.
well, yeah, he's going after.
To be fair, he's got probable cause, but because,
Yeah, but he's like actively stalking and attacking. Like he just
Yeah.
went after. It's basically the wizard equivalent of like jumping. He basically just jumped Draco
Yeah.
and like. So what was the spell he used?
Sectum Sempra.
What does that do again?
It was the spell that he found in the book that he didn't know he did.
Oh yeah.
Naturally, who finds him? But
Like how Harry's like, yeah, that's right. I got your number 2. To be fair though, Draco did shoot first, so.
yeah.
Okay, so they can do stuff like this. It probably
They can heal
depends.
minor wounds.
Yeah, it's
but-
probably depend. Like if you get like your stomach blown out
yeah,
or something.
no, I don't think they're coming back from that. But
Well, I think it's probably like surgery too. Like depending on the injury, like you can surgically fix it versus.
I love how now he's being judged.
I would have done that so much sooner.
Time to make my move.
I would have just started punching Draco a long time and just been like, Muggle mode engage. Muscle wizards cast fist.
Here's the thing. I know the spell was bad, but I'm like, Harry, just don't do the spells anymore.
Well, I think they're afraid to be too tempting. They want to remove the
guess.
temptation.
And it's funny, obviously, they're reintroducing the room requirement.
Yeah.
That's what Malfoy's been going in.
It's just so funny in this movie. She's such a big component now. She's
I
no
know.
longer a background character. She's just like front and center.
It's just funny to me, too, because it's like, he said you want to get rid of it, but I'm like, well, technically, I mean, I know they had to get in here for the plot, but it's like, shouldn't you guys have burnt it or something instead? 'Cause you're just going to leave it there and someone else might find it another day.
Unless it's something like, well, they might need it later on.
I guess.
So they want to be able to get it if they have to, but until that happens, they don't want it like just around.
Yeah. We should snog while no one can find us.
Yeah. Harry just steps up. Yeah.
Maybe I'll give you a treat after, Harry. He's like, I better go treat.
When a girl takes you to a abandoned room, tells you to close your eyes, you close your eyes. You see a weird time lapse. It's like he's still up there.
Oh, yeah. Harry Potter's getting it. What did she say?
She says, I can hide up here too, or something like that.
Don't be a cock tease, Ginny.
I don't think she's being a cock tease. I think she's making her intentions quite clear. Harry's like, well, that worked out nicely. Like that, it's sort of like, what?
I wish people would act that way with me.
And they see you like,
And they just walk
opposite
away.
direction. I know. You can tell he feels so guilty, though.
Oh, I know.
Oh my god, I forgot all about this.
Yeah, I did too.
Yes.
He
Yes.
drinks all of it.
Yep, this bit coming up is hilarious.
Well, there's some left. But see, it's so funny because it's like the fact that a potion can alter your luck, it means like is luck magic based or like that's like an actual thing.
It's funny that he did this for a good... I don't know, by the way. But I would have honestly hung on to that and when the final battle with
Yeah,
like Voldemort... Boy, if there's any time to have a luck potion... Again, it leads to like a funny thing, but I noticed that a lot of the things uncovered in each book / movie, it pertains to something they have to do in that one. It doesn't carry over. I've noticed
I
that.
mean, somewhat it does.
Yeah, but at first it's like, okay, we introduce a luck potion. That potion will be used to achieve something in this story. They're not going to be like, oh, here's a love potion or here's the luck potion, and then like 2 stories later, oh, it's
I love
there
how
it
he's
is.
stealing stuff from.
I know.
Look at him just saunter over.
I just love how like. I love sometimes he's just like black marketing shit.
I know.
Mm. I just like how he's just so like sass. You little bitch. I know it's. Could this have been used for a larger narrative, impact later on? Sure, but in the spirit of this story, it's very. I don't know. I like it. It's just so funny because look at he's just so like doughy eyed and like happy, and he's like staggering. He's like a happy drunk.
I know.
Some nice use of mist in the background. Again, I just love how numerous Sunny's guests. Oh.
Fucking Aragog.
I just love how it's all misty. There's no more blue sky.
I know.
So did he come out of the forest to die, or did Hagrid go and get him?
I don't know.
Hagrid's like a... So what about all those other spiders that were in the forest now? Are they just like running loose? There's no leader now, right?
I guess not.
Sure would have been nice to have a spider army later on in the Harry Potter franchise. I'm just saying, when numbers are important,
I love how they made it.
I know it's practical effect. Well, they remember too in Chamber of Secrets. There's part of him where he was a practical effect. He's been
ripped it off.
He's been mostly a practical effect, ironically. I mean, that's probably honestly just a big foam.
Yeah.
But it works. It's. That's the thing. I love how Hagrid, like, he cares.
Harry's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right, you fucker.
Family. They tried to eat me.
Got yours, huh? But see, I love how Hagrid legitimately cares about all these creatures. Like, the most dangerous things in the world that most people just hate, and he loves them. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Hagrid is like. But I also think too, it's because maybe the way people, if it wasn't for Hogwarts, think of the way people would look at Hagrid.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's not normal. I mean, he gets like a lot of respect, and like he can go to Nocturne. Was it Nocturne Alley?
Diagon Alley?
But there was that bad street.
Oh, I don't remember.
It had the word Nocturne in it. I love how he just said that. Well, that's the thing. And nobody messes with him because he's Hagrid. He can do spells, and he's giant. So people are afraid of him. And I think that's kind of the thing. It's like, so he knows, but it's kind of to be looked at as something to be feared in a way. So I think for Hagrid, he relates to a lot of these things because he's like, he gets it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he says, misunderstood creatures, these things, he always says to like everything. And I think he kind of feels that way, misunderstood, I think it's really just, it's Dumbledore that took him in, and it's because Dumbledore vouches for him.
Yeah.
And there he goes. I've known guys like that too. When you get enough of it in them, that's it. Good night. It's just funny to watch. Because you'll be just talking with them, and suddenly they're just gone. I love this bit here. Alcohol makes people very honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, he's been living with guilt for so long. Like, I think it's one of the reasons why he left Hogwarts too. Just he couldn't,
Yeah.
Because again, Voldemort was his student.
Well, technically, he's the reason why.
Yeah, and you'll learn that. It's like he lives with that guilt. And I also think too that's one of the reasons why Dumbledore wanted back to get information out of him. But I think Dumbledore cares about him too. He's his friend. He's like, you need to confront this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. But see, again, when they say that only he can destroy him, are you telling me if someone put a bazooka to Voldemort's head and shot it,
I know
Voldemort would not die? I get kind of the poetry in this. I'm the chosen. I get why maybe it should be you who does it. But am I supposed to feel that Voldemort is invulnerable? Like he's indestructible? Like only Harry can kill him? Otherwise,
and that's because he was brought back with a fake body, so to speak. Maybe
well, that's what I'm saying. Is he kind of like I know he's kind of an unnatural being, but is his body not mortal? Like, again, if someone just swings an axe and cuts his head off, will he die?
Yeah.
Because if the answer is no, then I understand why everyone's really afraid of him. And I like how it's so weird to be able to, like, take the memory like that.
I know. It's almost like you make a copy of it, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming you don't take it out of your... Because I kind of get the feeling if you could do that, he would have purged his mind. But yeah, I think it's like a copy. Like when you move it on a drive.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see the untainted memory.
It's pretty impressive, though, that he was good enough to fake a memory.
Well, I mean, again, he's thinking of it. He's like Dumbledore's age. I mean, he's not as powerful as Dumbledore, but think about it. He's got to be pretty well versed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Here's my question here. Is he playing dumb and doesn't fully understand it? Or is he gets it, he's just trying to get more information?
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. He was clearly a clever child. So.
Well, yeah, I think he was baiting him, trying to kind of help him fill in the gaps. Huh. That's good to know.
I know, right?
Okay, here's my thing with that statement. It's not, because everything in nature kills. That's kind of it's a violation of nature.
But it's the moral ground.
Yeah, but in nature, there's no such thing as more. Moral is a human construct. It's like if you just stab someone in the head with a spear, the sun, the earth rotates, plants grow. Nothing actually changes in nature. That's what I was always like. So lions, when they eat a gazelle, they're ripping their soul apart. A polar bear that eats a seal, is it ripping its soul? You know what I mean? That's how I'm kind of like, or is it like the intent behind it? If it's like an animal killing something for food, it's not the same. But if you kill someone out of malice, it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I kill you to take your purse, I want the money in your purse, I shoot you for it. that's different than if like, hey, I'm starving on a deserted island and I eat you, kind of thing, right? I love how in this commentary I just like to talk about my wife's example. So if I murder you for your money, as opposed to
which is actually
eating your
already,
flesh for sustenance, is that like? And to which you should be like, oh, you. Remember that little callback?
I know.
It's strange, but it's rare we see like callbacks like that to earlier books or movies. I think this might be really kind of the first ones. All that and Aragog was the other one. The spider.
What about? Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, something we've seen from from the same movie, ironically. But that's the thing. He wouldn't just cease to be. He just would suddenly become mortal, right? I think that's what they're implying. If you destroy all the Horcrux, he doesn't just die. He just now he can be killed. Is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because right now, if I can, I blow.
Basically, you have to destroy everything else and then destroy him.
And he won't come back.
Because he doesn't have any other soul reserves.
That's what I'm saying. So, like right now, if I shot him in the head with a gun, he would die, but he would resurface.
His body would die, but
but he would. Does that mean like okay, if it was a ring, would that ring suddenly turn into Voldemort? How does that work?
I think again, it's like his soul resides in it.
So they could use it to like resurrect him.
I guess they would do the same thing Peter Pettigrew did in the fourth film, where they like put him in the boiling pot.
It's like a. I love this part right here because now you're realizing there's a behind the scenes with Snape and Dumbledore, and I mean that we haven't been seeing.
Why are you always here, Potter? He just like nudges him.
I know.
Fuck you, kid.
But I think it's important to hear what he was saying too. You ever think that you're asking too much? I don't want to do. Like you maybe realize that he's, that Snape has kind of been the mean kind of but maybe he didn't. Maybe that thing. Maybe he never wanted it. Maybe he wanted to be more of a fatherly figure to Potter, but he was never allowed to be. He had to be Snape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good word use.
This part's terrible.
I know, but I love it though because it's the first time you see Dumbledore vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And like Voldemort, you realize that he's still a man underneath all that. Like again, I think we were easily mystified by kind of their aura, their reputation, the legend behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Dumbledore is basically Gandalf of this world. He's so powerful. He's not the most powerful sword or wizard in history, right?
What? Sorry, I love that line.
Yeah.
What'd you ask?
He's not the most powerful wizard in history, right?
No, but of his lifetime, so to speak, he's one of the most powerful wizards around.
I love this bit right here.
I know.
And again, like Voldemort. I don't think Voldemort is super, super powerful. I think it's just how he's used his magic. The fact that he's broken up his soul. The fact it's more or less what he's done with it.
Yeah. It's unspeakable to most people.
Well, yeah, Dumbledore, it's more what he can do, and Voldemort, it's what he has done.
Yeah.
But once you get past all that, like we saw the little photo, but once you get past all that, they're both men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. You see their... And at first, I didn't like when I saw Voldemort when I first saw him in Goblet of Fire. I was like, he doesn't really seem as scary as I pictured him. But I realized that...
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, you realize that... Look at all that reputation. And that's how most people have seen Voldemort. Only a very few have met him. You know what I mean? Most people just know the legacy, the reputation. So it's like... But when I finally saw him, I'm like, he's kind of an awkward tall, bald guy without a nose who is kind of, moronic, and what I mean, he's not as scary when you really see him, but then you realize, because he's a man.
Yeah.
He's not he's a man. He's a scary man, but he's a man. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of the point. You realize that behind all, the pomp and circumstance, that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like giant quartz stones.
I know. God, this part.
But it's good. Again, I think it's... And it's important to see this before we see the end of the movie so that you understand that why it does happen. Because, again, right now you have this... Again, like I said, you kind of have this sense of Dumbledore as like this... this unbeatable character. You know what I mean? Like that again, there was like, as long as Dumbledore is here, you'll be safe. And I think you need to realize that, but Dumbledore isn't indestructible himself either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at his little shoes.
See, look at that. He's not using his wand. Mm-hmm. Is that supposed to signify something?
I mean, he's using it, but...
Kind of, but he can... I would love to see one scene where he doesn't use it at all, though. You know what I mean? Where because in theory he could. It'd be difficult, but he probably could if he really wanted to, right? Like if you knocked away his wand,
I believe,
and attacked him with magic, he probably
could summon his wand back.
Well, yeah, but he probably could though, right? Like if he really wanted to. I mean, it'd be more effort than he'd probably normally have to use.
It's more or less just a something to channel the magic through. It's a lot easier to focus. Yeah, a conduit. But yeah, that's why, I mean, we've seen him do magic without wands and stuff before.
Yeah, so again, if like a normal wizard lost their wand, they wouldn't be able to do anything probably. Whereas Dumbledore...
It'd be very difficult.
Yeah, he could do it. It probably would take a lot out of him.
Yeah.
But he could do it.
I would think so.
Like, what I'm trying to ask is, can Dumbledore do Force Lightning? That's what this all boils down to.
Behind it all.
Is it wrong that I just want to see Dumbledore and Voldemort just do a Force Lightning battle? That's what I want. That's what I want this all to boil down to.
Lightning battle.
Yeah, they just drop their wand and it just starts zapping out of their fingertips. Who'd win in a fight? Darth Sidious or Voldemort?
Oh, poor Dumbledore.
By the way, can I just point out right now that Dumbledore's hair and beard are on point? Like
magnificent.
Can you imagine if the original Dumbledore would be doing these scenes? How much different they would look?
Oh my god, I know. I can't picture the original Dumbledore.
Oh no.
Again, it's not that he was bad, but it was very different.
Very different. Very like reserved, kind of sat back and just kind of like a wise old owl. This Dumbledore is like Peppy Chipmunk. Ah, that's the good shit.
God, that'd be terrifying, though, if you're Harry.
Is it supposed to just taste bad, or is it just, like, messes with your body?
It, like, messes with his head. I mean, obviously, clearly it's having effects on his body, too, but...
Like, it's weird seeing him like that, like, so vulnerable.
Poor Harry's gotta be the one to make him drink.
I know. Kind of makes you wonder, would it have been Snape he brought with him?
I don't know.
Who would he have brought with him? Because also he can't do it by himself.
Well, I don't think he could risk bringing Snape, because if somehow Voldemort showed up, I mean, I think he would, but...
So Voldemort made all this stuff, though, right? To make it like...
Yeah, he set all this up. It's horrible.
I know, to see him so weak. And he realized he couldn't do it on his own.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. What's to stop Dumbledore right there from using magic to stop Harry?
Because I think he recognizes Harry, but...
Maybe that's why he wanted Harry, as like a sympathetic face. It's kind of sad, but basically right here, Dumbledore is just an old man
I know.
who needs help. Like, he's just a geriatric old man.
And it's so funny how they drained all the color out.
Yeah. You see, again, Harry's a better person than I am. Because I would have looked at Dumbledore like, listen, we're going to do this the easy way, or we're going to do this the real easy way. Brought my funnel. But yeah, no.
Oh, don't give him the nasty lake
After
water.
what he just drank?
I know.
Jesus, you could piss in his mouth and it would still be better. But that's the thing, though. It's like, Harry did it in a very compassionate way. I don't think I could have done that. I think I would have just been forcing it down his throat, honestly. But that's the thing, though. Harry, at the end of the day, it's just, again, like Voldemort, Harry picked a different way. And Harry is actually a very compassionate person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's basically like Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. Anakin Skywalker went down one path. Luke went down another. You know what I mean? They could have easily gone opposite. It's just the way it is, you know? And then Harry...
Harry have just done that spell into that seashell, by the way. Instead of getting the nasty, corpse-filled lake water. I guess they don't realize it's corpse-filled yet.
No, that's protein boost, you know? A little
Ew.
protein shot with your water.
I don't think it works that way.
Sure it does, baby. Sure it does. Just tell yourself it does. That makes it easier. And effectively, right now, Dumbledore is kind of incapacitated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Harry's on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. So when the Deadites attack,
I know. He's like, oh, fuck.
oh shit, where's my chainsaw
God,
arm
it's
when I need it?
terrifying.
Quick, summon Ash.
I know.
Or, oh shit, that'd be so creepy. Visually, it's so cool, but it's
I
like,
know.
God, look at that.
And like, all of those are people, right?
It's like there's just the whole thing is just
Whole
lined with
bottom.
people. But why are they all down there? Like, what happened? Oh shit.
It's part of the spell that Voldemort protected it with.
Oh, so he killed all those people?
I don't know if he was supposed to have killed them all, but
That's crazy.
I'm kind of assuming.
I guess it just shows you the lengths in which he'll go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Look at him. Look at him. What a boss.
Look at him. Well, he should have recovered. But look how powerful Dumbledore.
Oh, I know.
Look at that.
But then again, I always forget he has the Elder Wand.
But who gave the Elder Wand? Is that like the oldest wand?
No, I mean, they explain it in the next movie where it came from, but...
But has he always had it, or was that his wand that he got from the shop? Like,
No, he hasn't always had it.
because you can get different wands over the course of your life if you need to, right?
I think so.
Because I'm
One
kind
of
of
the
like,
things they don't really touch upon really here, but...
okay, well, when he was not, before he was Dumbledore, you know what I mean? Because that's the thing. Before he was still very powerful, even when he wasn't headmaster, right?
I think so. I mean, he was still an exceptional wizard.
What's I'm saying? He was kind of the
What is Filch
natural.
wearing?
Huh?
Filch was wearing that same outfit again.
I was just prepared. Like everyone's just
God,
making.
everybody's snogging. Stop snogging. And that's the thing. I'm sure Snape had a heads up as to what was happening.
Yeah, and again, if you guys know what's up, you know what's up, and if you don't, you'll find out. But for those of you who know, you got to realize why this is. It's all kind of led to this moment for Snape, and why for him it's probably so difficult. I mean, he's probably hates what's coming up.
Well, I think that's part of the conversation we saw before.
I like how some of them still wear masks.
I know.
Then again, they haven't been outed yet. again, it sucks as for Harry, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
And for Snape, he's like, ugh. You know what I mean? It's like this moment. You know what I mean?
Again, Snape and Dumbledore both know. They know what's going to happen. They know it's going to happen. They just don't know when. I mean, I guess Snape kind of knows now, but...
Yeah. No, is it supposed to be that he's too weak here to fight back?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, think about it. He just drank whatever the fuck that potion was.
Well, he just summoned all that fire.
That too.
Maybe he could do that again now. But then again, it's also... He doesn't want to hurt anyone, too. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems of... Well, I think that's why they send Draco. It's because they know Dumbledore won't. Which is kind of sad. Should like they're hiding behind a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course he knows.
Mm-hmm.
But again, who's knowing all? Again, I think it's because you got to know that Snape is probably like. And I kind of get the sense that he probably could have stopped him right there. If he really, I mean, I know he's weak, but I don't think he's that weak. But I think he's just letting it happen. Again, for Dumbledore, I feel this whole thing is something that he knows needs to happen, and it's his role to kind of let it happen. But he just doesn't want it to be Draco, basically.
Well, yeah, he didn't want to put that on Draco.
On him, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And again, I think the whole time it was making it look like for him it was like, yes, it's my time to rise up. But then he realized he's scared.
Yeah,
he's not doing it because he feels he has to. He's doing it because he's afraid of what will happen. Honestly, I think he's afraid of what happened to his mom. He looks at what happened to his dad. He's scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's my thing. Okay, they're all there now. Why does it still have to be Draco? You know what I mean?
To prove himself. Kind of make up for his dad's fuck up.
Yeah. So Bellatrix would have gone to Hogwarts too, right?
I'd imagine.
Like...
Oh.
I hate to say it, but like poor Snape.
I know. God, and this.
He's kind of the biggest victim in all of this.
I know. I'm sorry I never trusted you, Snape.
Ever since he met Lily Potter, it ruined his life, basically.
Mm-hmm. Poor Harry.
Yep. And of course, Harry doesn't understand, and Draco never really wanted it. So to see it actually happen, it's like, honestly, from this point on, everything that happens with Snape is just poor. Like he's just.
I know.
Again, he's been planning for this, but it's like.
How do you plan for that?
Yeah. And that's the thing. For him, Hogwarts is his home. He loved Hogwarts. I mean, he was an asshole, but he loved being part of the House Slytherin. He loved being there at Hogwarts. I mean, he was, he ruled the school. That was his stomping ground. And Harry's just out for it. Oh, poor Hagrid's house.
I know.
And Snape's just like, you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Oh.
And it's just funny because he's right there. He's protecting Harry.
I
Like,
know.
that's a great shot, though.
Poor Snape. Poor Harry. Poor everyone.
I know, but Harry's like, no. Harry's just, and little Harry just will not stay down.
Oh, yeah, and this is when he finds out who the Half-Blood Prince is.
Yep. So one of his parents was a Muggle too.
I forget which one, but...
So that's the interesting thing. Snape would be aware of the Muggle world too. He would know stuff about it. He's like basically like Harry. I don't know. It's just you, and again, like with Voldemort, you realize that him and Snape are very similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just weird because it's like now everything changes. Because I think for a lot of them, they felt that.
Dumbledore was the last thing that could save him.
Well, yeah, he was their safeguard. Like I said, as long as Dumbledore's there, you'll always be safe. What does that mean for all of them now? That Dumbledore is the most powerful living wizard is gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they also, it's because they feel like he was betrayed. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like, who can we trust now? If Dumbledore could be betrayed and pay the highest price for it, how are we safe from it? And that's where, again, that's the evil's greatest weapon. It's fear.
Yeah.
Because all these people behind it, they're just men and women. You know, they're mortal, but they can make you afraid, and that's the fear that cripples. That's why they say the only thing we need to fear is fear itself, because fear is what cripples you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now, did you say in the books there was a whole big thing?
A big funeral, yeah.
Yeah, like all the mermaids were singing and everything. But I love how they do this whole bit right here. The raising the wands.
Especially feel bad for the teachers, because think of how many years they've been working with him.
Well, yeah, he's probably the oldest. Since they've all been working there, that he would have been the headmaster, right? I think.
I mean, I think. I'm not
Yeah.
sure exactly.
I love how like they dispel the Death Eater symbol. God, Hogwarts looks so good there.
I know.
It's so beautiful. It's so.
And it's even worse for Harry, because, like, the last real memory, besides seeing him murdered, he was shoving that shit in his face.
Well, I think Harry realized that he's mortal and that, you know, he.
Again, it's a parallel to Voldemort.
Well, yeah, but it was a teachable moment. Right? I think that was Dumbledore left Harry with a valuable lesson. Is like, you saw how mortal I ended up being. You saw me how frail I was, and how ultimately I can be defeated.
Yeah.
But with that said, there's the flip side. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. Mm-hmm. And if it can happen to anyone, it can happen to you know who. Which means hope is not lost.
Yeah.
You know, what is crushing your hope, what you saw, is actually what should give you hope, because you realize then Voldemort can be defeated. Because no one is beyond defeat. Not even me. And technically he was more powerful than Voldemort.
Yeah.
So if the most powerful wizard in the world could be defeated, could be killed, then you know the most evil one can too. And that's what you need to remember. So I think that was kind of Dumbledore's final lesson to Harry, is that, you know, I'm going to take this wand, and I'm going to go fuck some shit up, if you'll excuse me. God, McGonagall is... She is so... I love McGonagall. She ultimately becomes the new headmaster, right? I know next it's Snape, technically, for a little bit, but technically doesn't she become the new headmaster of Hogwarts?
I think so.
Honestly, she's earned the right.
Mm-hmm.
It might sound like a really minor thing, but I love the sound of the wind here.
I know.
There's no soundtracks, no music. It's wind. And I love when filmmakers use atmospheric sounds as like the soundtrack, basically.
Yeah.
Especially for something like this, because right here, there's no musical cue you could really have that could really capture it. It's just like, you know what, it's like real talk moment. You know what I mean? No music. No, they go, oh, we got to feel this. It's just like you just left with your feelings. I like how Ron's just there. I like how Ron can be very silent, but he just takes everything in. Like, he's always that guy in the group.
That's just even worse for Harry, too.
Yeah. But again, I don't think the whole scene was about the Horcrux. I think the whole bit for, like I said, it was about Harry getting the most important lesson, is that, you know. Well, that's the thing. Wouldn't it be dangerous for him to come back to anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, Hogwarts is like a sham. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no point for any of them to come back. It's like...
Well, yes and no.
It's being taken over by the enemy now. And now Hogwarts is just a giant propaganda factory. It's no longer really the school. So it's like...
Well, what do you mean by that, Hermione? I'm smart.
Let's be real. He'd be dead right now if it wasn't for those
yeah.
two. I'd be like, no, you're coming with me. Holy shit. You kidding me? I wouldn't get through breakfast if I didn't have you two around me. You're coming with me.
I know.
Yeah, and I like how he's realizing that because now he's got to leave it. You know what I mean? It's like...
Fox.
Yeah. It's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen to Fox? It was such a emotionally heavy ending that I like how it ends with like something very subtle. It's like basically school's out.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like basically they've graduated. They're now in the real world now. They're no longer being protected or sheltered.
Dumbledore's gone.
Yeah,
so there's no one left to.
Exactly. But now they have to kind of go on their own, like for real now. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for us for our Harry Potter and
the Half-Blood Prince.
Yes, the Half-Blood Prince. I keep wanting to say Order of the Phoenix. I don't know why, but anyway, guys, yes. But join us again, won't you, when we do our Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1
and 2
commentary.
But Part 1.
But we'll start with Part 1 first.
That makes sense.
And then we'll do Part 2. Now, if you want, you can listen to Part 2 first, if you feel so inclined. But I would recommend starting with our Part 1 commentary, and then from there, go to the Part 2 commentary. I think you'll find that it flows
much
better. Yes. Anyway, with that said, we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace!
Peace.